Hello, I hope you guys are all ready for some book recommendations, specifically romance books to warm your heart this February. Now, I know us book girlies love February. It is the month of romance, Valentine's, it's still cozy, the weather's still kind of cold. You know what I mean. So, I thought today I would grace you with some book recommendations to warm your heart. Not only will I give you some book recommendations, I think we're going to do a bit of a romance vlog. I know I don't always do it, and I know I'm not the biggest romance girl, but we're going to. I have some very exciting books which I will get to once we have done some recommendations. So, let's get on with these recommendations. Okay, first of all, I have the goddess, the queen, Ali Hazelwood, and we are up with Love Theoretically. Now, hold our horses. I know, you could read any of Ali Hazelwood's books and they would be great for this because they all warm your heart. But I specifically recommend Love Theoretically. Okay, so we have main character Elsie. She is a physicist, a theoretical physicist. Elsie is going for her dream job at MIT. Something's in her way. That would be Jack Smith. He is the head of the physics department at MIT. He also turns out to be the man that ruined her mentor's career. Now, obviously throughout the book we know that, it's in the blurb, but she doesn't know that. And obviously from the cover of the book, which I fucking love, by the way, whoever draws these, incredible. Obviously they fall in love, but it's how we get there that just warms your dainty little heart. I won't ruin it because Ali Hazelwood's books are so well constructed, their love stories are so well constructed, that I wouldn't even want to give you any tiny little details other than the fact that you know what's going to happen at the end. It says it in the back, we show it on the front. But it's how we get there that it's like a laying on the bed kicking your feet kind of cute romance. So that's my first recommendation. Ali Hazelwood's Love Theoretically, along with her other books. Our second recommendation, and I feel like it would be wrong of me not to include this, is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Now, I know this is kind of a summary book, but we have the two exes. They go on holiday with their friends every year to the same house. This year is the last time their group of friends will be going to this house, as one of the friends' families is selling it. Now, to protect each other and to protect their friends, they don't tell anyone that they broke up months ago. So they have to feign or kind of fake date on this holiday with their friends. I love that because not only is this fake dating, this is also second chance romance. This is also, is it exes to lovers, or it's kind of like friends to lovers as well. It's really hard to explain, but I bloody love this. This was my first ever 6-star book and it was my first ever Emily Henry. I think that just goes to show something. But this should definitely be on your February cozy list. Maybe not cozy, but warm your heart for sure. Next up, I have the Rom-Commers by Katherine. Love this. This was very interesting, to be honest with you. Now, the first ever book I read, actually, let's do this in a twofer. We have the Rom-Commers and the Bodyguard by Katherine. Now, the Bodyguard is the first Katherine book I ever read. There was Zero Smut, I believe they call it a closed door romance. And this was when I realised that I much prefer closed door romances than like really overly smutty books and overly open door romances. So The Bodyguard by Katherine. The woman is the bodyguard, the man is the famous person. And she has to bodyguard for him throughout these horrific, hysterical fans. There's exes involved, there's bad bosses involved, there's stalker fans involved. I don't want to say too much, but that was really good. The Bodyguard, first Katherine book, delightful. The Rom-Commers by Katherine, we have a famous writer and we have a novice/professional unnoticed writer who helps the famous writer. He doesn't want help, she wants to help him. Someone in the middle has lied about the agreement. And they end up writing a romantic comedy, which neither of them want to write. She writes romances, he writes comedy. They end up writing romantic comedy. And the journey of them two figuring out how to get around that. There's some pretty heavy topics on illness in that book. The Rom-Commers was a very light-hearted romance, and it was a very quick read for me. So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, go for the Bodyguard, go for the Rom-Commers. It was very like, I wouldn't say kick your feet, but it was definitely like, oh yay, at the end, you know what I mean? So there's those two, have a read of those. Next up, now this is kind of, these were my go-to books last year. Now it is a series of 6. It is called the Improbable Meet Cute series. I shall pop them all on here. I've definitely mentioned them in a video before, but they are short novellas of anywhere between 40 to 120 pages. And it's literally a meet cute in every book. So if you want that quick burst of romance, go for it, because those books were so much fun. Oh, okay, so we have some very, very high-ranking authors in this series. We have Christina Lauren, Abby Jimenez, Sally Thorne, Jasmine Guillory, Ashley Poston, and Sariah Wilson. We've all read Christina Lauren, we've all read Ashley Poston, we all know Abby Jimenez, queen. Sally Thorne I've never heard of, Jasmine Guillory I've never heard of, and Sariah Wilson I've never heard of. But those 3 books, I'd just read them all, honestly. I would just read them all. They were so good. They're so quick. You could literally read all 6 of them in a day. That's how good they were. So go read the Improbable Meet Cute series. I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited and on Prime, to be honest with you. So that's kind of a no-brainer. Up next, I have literally anything by B.K. Borison and the Love Light Farms collection. I just specifically have In the Weeds here. It's the closest one to me. I also have Mixed Signals up there. And I'm sure I have another one somewhere. I just don't actually have Love Light Farms. So B.K. Borison's Love Light Farms series is based on a small town of busybodies. Every book is about a specific couple. And if you love small town cozy romances, this entire series is for you. Each book is no more than like 350 pages. So these are proper cute little books. And they're cozy, they happen at all different times of the year. This is In the Weeds. I believe this one is set, I don't know. But specifically, this In the Weeds book is a grumpy farmer, a no-nonsense social media influencer, a small town of busybodies, and 4 very cute kittens. If that doesn't scream cozy, along with the cute autumny cover, I don't know what does. But small town romance. Highly recommend the Love Light Farm series by B.K. Borison. Sarah Adams. You might know the name, she has just released a new book. But what she has previously released is When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. Just another small town busybody cozy romance. Those 2 books, fabulous. We have our main character, who is an out of town famous singer, who decides that due to inspiration of her favourite Audrey Hepburn book, she goes to Rome, Kentucky. She breaks down, she meets a man, boom boom bang bang bosh. She falls in love. Second book, Practice Makes Perfect, is about this gentleman's sister, her falling in love with a bodyguard. It is really kind of cute. Everything is interlinked. Now, Sarah Adams has just released a new book, Beg, Borrow or Steal. Now this came out 28th of January, I believe, I want to say. I bought it because I loved Sarah Adams' writing. Little did I know, it's part of the When in Rome series. Like when I tell you I squealed, I thought the When in Rome was a duology. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's just brought out a new book. Yay, I loved her writing, I'll read it. No, this is the 3rd book in the When in Rome. And this follows Emily, who I believe is one of the sisters. Just so exciting. Now if you're like me and you really do like small town cozy romances, When in Rome, Love Light Farms, the Dream Harbour series, and there's another series and I can't remember what it is, but they all blend into one. Like the town and the city all blend into one. So I'm gonna have to probably catch up on the When in Rome lore, but I'm so excited. This came out the 28th of January. It is £6 on Amazon in the UK if you want it. I got mine for Tesco. I think it was £6 with a club card. Anyway, go grab Sarah Adams' new book. If you liked When in Rome and you liked Practice Makes Perfect, this is, get your next fix. Last but not least, for romance recommendations, cozy romance recommendations, I have literally anything by Elena Armas. I have these 3. We have Spanish Love Deception, The Long Game and we have The Fiancé Dilemma. I don't have The American Roommate Experiment, which coincidentally is the only one I have read cover to cover, but I loved it. It was, I'd say it was cozy. There is so much to tell you about all of these. The stories are remotely linked to each other, so that's great, but they are all very detailed, very constructed stories. And I really like that because sometimes you get hold of a romance and you go start to finish and you're like, whoa, insta-love. I don't think I've ever seen insta-love in an Elena Armour's book. I mean, I'm this way through this one. I've heard about these two and I've read American Roommate Experiment. And so far I've not heard anything about insta-love in her books. So these could be a very good contender for you. Like I said, I have yet to read these. They're just chilling on my shelf. This is The Fiancé Dilemma and The Long Game. This brings us perfectly onto the vlog section of this video. So I have 3 books for you that I'm going to read this week. We have The Spanish Love Deception. Like I said, I am 134 pages through that. That is our first one. And then we have these 2. Now, this is Beg, Borrow and Steal by Sarah Adams. You saw me literally just rave about this a second ago. Haven't read this yet. Very excited to read this. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This comes out the 4th of February. Now, you're seeing this on the 12th of February, so for you guys, this has already been out at least a week and a day. I hope you ran to W.H. Smith's, Waterstones, Barnes & Noble, The Strand, I don't know, wherever you get your books from, I hope you absolutely ran to grab this. Now, I am lucky, but also unlucky. I went into my W.H. Smith's the other day, end of January, and I picked this up thinking, oh God, they must have an early release in Europe. Absolutely oblivious to the fact that my W.H. Smith's had released this at least 2 weeks early. Now, I'd like to say I'm ashamed of buying it because I know I've heard that it does mess up the publishers' or the authors' releases and things, but I will not be reading this until after the 4th. I will be absolutely honouring Ali Hazelwood's release date of the 4th of February, and I will be holding on to this until the 4th of Feb. But you will see me read this by the time this video goes up, so do not worry. But I have it. I'm very excited. I have never owned a book before publishing date, obviously. Never been sent any PR, so this is very exciting just even have this. But I will not be reading it until after the 4th of Feb. I will be honouring Ali Hazelwood's release date. But Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is a slightly different book to her usual stuff. This is about kind of like a sports athlete. This is very much a sports romance, but also the athlete is trying to get into med school. So we still have that background of STEM that we know we love from Ali Hazelwood's book. I won't go too much into this, but you will see me read this. So, like I said, we will be reading The Spanish Love Deception, and then we will see which one we read next, Beg, Borrow, Steal or The Deep End. Stay tuned, I'll keep you updated. I hope you guys have the best Valentine's Day this weekend. I hope you have a lovely cozy February, and I'm very excited to get back into these videos more regularly. I'm excited to start growing my channel. I'm excited to start reading more. I've actually done a good bit of planning. I'm getting everything back on track. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's been staying tuned, who continues to like, who continues to watch my videos, and who continues to comment. You guys mean the world to me. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the vlog.
Good morning, folks, friends. How are you? Do you like my new jacket? Yeah, okay, cool. So, I thought I'd just do a little book update for you. It's not even early, so do excuse my tiredness. Had a late night. We have started reading The Spanish Love Deception. I only just realised, though, that this is before the American Roommate Experiment. So the characters from the American Roommate Experiment, Rose and Lucas, have only just been mentioned. Now, I am literally just into the book. I am 72 pages in, I'm on chapter 5. I thought I'd just give you my initial thoughts. I bloody hate misogyny. Like, bloody hate it. Literally the first couple chapters in this book are about Lena's work colleagues and how misogynistic they are, and I just think it's a joke. I literally just wanted to slam the book down and not read it just because of that. Literally just wanted to slam the book down. Yeah, no. And our love interest, who I assume is our love interest, Aaron Blackford. First off, what kind of name is Aaron Blackford? Secondly, why is he sticking his nose in business that is not his? Like, literally the first encounter we have with him in the book, he overhears Lena's conversation and then refuses to leave after offering his help, and then berates her for not accepting it. I'm not sure that's how that works. If you jump into the conversation, like, do you know what I mean? And now he's done it again. She's just been on a phone call with her mum. He's come into the room to drop her some paperwork off that she didn't ask for, but to be fair, it was quite nice of him. Here's his name. Or it makes her flustered. He says, "A personal call at work? No, don't stop on my account. I'll just wait for you to finish and I'll stand here." Granted, if he's angry at her for taking a personal call at work, he's not even her boss. Great, that's fine. Don't bloody eavesdrop on it. I'm only up to chapter 5. There were a few things that irritated me in this book, and I can absolutely see where it's going. Essentially, Lena has agreed to go to her sister's wedding in Spain as the maid of honour, and her ex is going to be there as the best man with his fiancée, and Lena is still alone and single, and the whole family knows about it. So she has basically said to everyone, "I'm bringing my American boyfriend." She hasn't got one. It's a bit of a shame. So yeah, now she's got to find an American boyfriend to take with her to Spain for her sister's wedding. A fake boyfriend. In a month. It's obviously going to be Aaron Blackford. But I'm intrigued to see how that one winds up that way, to be honest. Let's make a coffee. We'll read a bit. I'm currently waiting for the DFS man to sort my sofa out. See you in a bit. Okay, so me and Benjamin have just gotten the loveliest little coffee cups in the world, and we've just found this shop in our local area called the Book Fair. I can't turn it around, but it's called the Book Fair, and we're going in. They've got all the Stephen King men. So, I'd like to update you on a few things. We'll do the books first, purely because I think if I show you the second thing I need to update you on, you won't focus on the books. First off, we'll update you on the Spanish love deception. So I am officially on chapter 16, so that's 246 pages through. Our female main character Lena and our male main character Aaron have decided to start a pact that Aaron will be Lena's fake boyfriend to her sister's wedding. Now, at the start, I think I told you that I was really irritated with Aaron because he just seemed to be jumping in Lena's business for literally no reason. But it's gotten to the point where you can see that like there's been an underlying thing between them this whole time, whether it's like angry at each other all the time at work, always bickering and that kind of thing. And now we're at the point where Aaron's letting slip a few things, like he's been listening to everything she says, he's been noticing all of her favourite foods, stuff like that. And it's actually getting really sweet. So that is my update. I'm just over halfway. I hope I can finish this tomorrow. It's actually getting really good. The first, I think, like 100 pages, I was a bit like, oh, do you know, trying to get back into like a slow burn book. And I do really like slow burns because I think Insta love is just so cringy nowadays. And I do love a slow burn. So, and I haven't read a proper long slow burn in a while, which is nice. So I think it was just a while to get back into it. And now for the second update. I have, look at this. Yes, this is another one. So this is Midge. Say hello, Midge. Okay, and this is Madge. And these are our new foster dogs. Midge here, this brown and tan miniature dachshund, is a baby. Okay, sorry about that. We had a phone call from the lady we picked the dogs off. So we have Midge and Madge for a minimum of 4 weeks. Oh no! Oh no! Don't let her eat it. Oh no, she's still good. Okay. Again, we're back. We're sat down. I'm halfway through my book. I really want to try and finish it tomorrow because I was meant to finish this log a couple of days ago, but once again, completely overestimated my reading speed. I will get these 3 books finished for you. Hold me to it. Okay, everybody, I have officially finished The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Now, I know you're thinking, hang on, you're reviewing the video, there's only a couple of minutes left. What happened to the other 2 books? Now let me tell you, I have started reading Beg, Borrow or Steal by Sarah Adams. Unfortunately, this week got so busy that it took me nearly 2 weeks to read this, and I think it's because I just wasn't expecting, I haven't read a long romance in so long. It just took me so long, and I didn't want this video to go out late, for one. And 2, I thought, hang on a minute, why didn't I just do like a reading challenge or a reading vlog next week for you to see me read the others? The focus of this outro is for me to tell you all about how I found The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Now, I rated this 4 stars on Goodread. I rounded it up. It was actually more of a 3.5. Now, the only thing I'll say is that it took us so long to get to the point. And I know that sounds really odd because that's literally the point of the book, is the point is the end, right? It's really hard to explain. One thing I absolutely adored about this book is that our first smut scene was here. You see all of this here. It was really, really nice to finally read a slow burn. We had 1 or 2 smut scenes towards the very end, but the whole rest of the book was just the sweetest romance story. Now, Aaron Blackford is an incredibly constructed main male character. We are obviously reading this from our main female character's point of view, Lena. So she sees him so differently. Whereas throughout the book, we think it's character development, but it's not. It's actually Lena's point of view changing as she goes along. So, Aaron Blackford, by the end of the book, has everybody's hearts. It is actually the sweetest thing in the world. Lena's character development through all she's been through, you really feel for her throughout the book because you can tell this girl has some really serious trust issues, and not because of men, but because of how she's been treated by the world. The one thing I hated about this book was the misogyny. Big chunk of it at the start, big chunk of it at the end. We overcame adversity towards the end. The epilogue was adorable. We had a little bit of a tragedy, like our 3rd act conflict was literally 30 pages towards the end. Now I thought I got to like, I don't know, 100 pages towards the end, and I thought, well, we haven't had a 3rd act conflict, so my heart might be saved. It was not saved. But the plus side is it wasn't dramatic. I didn't get to the 3rd act conflict and go, oh my God, how are we ever gonna sort this? It was like, hang on a minute, this is really sweet. This is something we can get over. And I know I'm absolutely waffling. Just like the American Roommate experiment, this was very slow burn. This was very calm. It was not overly dramatic. It really was just a sweet book. So this Valentine's Day, if you want something cute, if you want enemies to lovers or friends to lovers or anything like that, go speak to Miss Elena Armas, because she bloody nailed it. She really did nail it. The one thing I will say about the writing though is grammar-wise, it felt a little bit disjointed in parts. Like some of the sentences just didn't read properly. I don't know if I had a misprint or it wasn't edited properly, I don't know. Didn't take away from the story, didn't take away from the book, but it did make the reading experience a little bit harder because every so often I have to reread the sentence a couple of times. Even though this is the first book in her series, they are interconnected standalones. That was
my cozy romance read for February. If you would like to follow me along on the rest of my reads, click subscribe, like, give me a comment, let's discuss our book. If you have a cozy romance book you want to discuss, put it in the comments down below, we'll have a great chat. Thank you so much for watching. I am officially at something like 330 subscribers, and I don't know how we got there, and I couldn't be more grateful. You guys are so incredible. I love interacting with you in the comments. I just feel like we're building a little book community and I absolutely adore it. So if that's something you want to be a part of, stick around and I shall see you next Wednesday.
Could have done that, could I?
This is Midge and that's Madge. Oh, what a night.